we do a podcast on jobs in AI aids, and we talk about technology, we talk about education. And so this is the first time we are doing it live with Professor Panda on a Sunday morning or afternoon. On a Sunday afternoon, we are doing this. So our this episode will be on how the education system and the education institutions in the future should be. I mean, how it should be changed for a better learning of the students. So how do you think that our education institutions should change? I mean, nobody is eager to change it, though. Yeah.
Thank you for having my Sunday afternoon from the time that I spend in drinking beer and sleeping. But I think the institution should look like, think about it as an analogy. If I want you to do pottery, all I need to do is to give you a pot of clay and a pottery wheel, and you will figure it out. You will make mistakes, you will figure it out. The future of education lies in giving or enabling our children and young adults by providing them facilities and let them learn on their own. So let me expand what I mean. Think about it. There are no college and university in the future. Okay? Now, unless you are doing, as I have talked about this in the past and written about this in the past, unless you are doing a course in surgery where you really need to learn from somebody who's experienced, or you need a lab, in most of the courses you actually don't need anyone. You need an enabling atmosphere and some mentor at some times. So imagine if tomorrow you go to a college and there is no building, there is just one room, and said you are doing journalism, come here, practice journalism. Because journalism is not something which is theory, you have to be in the field. There is no other place to learn journalism and reporting rather than being in the field. Rest is just babus sitting in the office. So the future of education and the future of educational institution lies in not having jazzy, big buildings, big colleges, big facilities, but enabling student and making an enabling atmosphere. However, there are exceptions. If I'm learning, as I said, surgery, if I'm learning engineering, if I'm learning experimental science, I need a lab. But I need a lab, and let me be in the lab rather than being told what to do. So coming back to the model that I said, you need a room, you need certain equipment, and you need students. That's all you need. So the way our existing colleges and universities are made and framed is the thing of the past. We don't need it. We don't need the college and universities as they exist today.
But what about the evaluation process? What about the learning, the theoretical? There are certain parts of everything that are theory, that are based on theories. Like in journalism, you have certain theories which you are learning. But do you think that will be possible? I mean, and we, as an Indian society, we don't opt for changes so easily. Do you think it will be possible for an Indian society to adopt these changes and go for a totally kind of what can I say? Practical kind of learning,
So let
move
me
from theory
so let me put you on the spot. Which of the present day journalists are theoretician experts and they learn everything in the field? They're doing, most of the journalists today are not worth watching for. They're doing rubbish
that's
journalism.
your yeah.
That's what I think most.
Yeah.
I didn't say all. And that's true for any field. My point is, theory must be learned. There is no doubt about it. But theory must be learned after you have hands-on experience. So the model that we practice today is opposite. You learn the theory first, and if you are lucky to be in the field, then you interview people, talk to them, understand them. How about you actually be in the field first? Learn how to do good reporting from the people who have done. Be an apprentice of a good reporter in the field. Then come back and then say, did I miss something? What sort of a theory I should learn? So theory should actually not precede the practice, but it should come after. That's the difference. Now it's all theoretical. We forget about it.
Most of the private universities which we see in these days, they are taking some steps towards the initiatives, taking some initiatives towards the practical approach of study. Do you think that is enough, or they should? So
Uh,
some private universities, they are in Noida and Delhi. You know them, that they are taking some kind of initiative.
some bad ones, I guess, but I mean, see, look, it doesn't matter whether it's a private or the government. The model of good education is universal.
Mhm.
The point that we have in our country that I object is private universities and colleges are the need of the hour. They should flourish. They should do well. I'm not against it. I am against it because the privatization of education is happening at the cost of good public institutes. That's what I'm against. Go to US.
Yeah,
I mean,
you have been to US, you have been to Japan,
to
you have been
Europe.
to Europe, you have been to China also. So
Yes.
can you give some examples of them?
Look,
Yeah.
let's talk about the Ivy League schools.
Mhm.
All Ivy League institutions in the US are
Mhm.
private universities, right?
Right.
Now, why people are not complaining? Let's talk about two names. You have Harvard and you have Berkeley. UC Berkeley, University of California at Berkeley. Both are finest institutions. But one, the research in one, the teaching in one is not happening at the cost of others. So the problem that we have is, I think we are at a different stage of socio-economic development. So we can't compare an Indian society to the American society directly. So the stage at which we today we exist, I think we should strengthen our public institution. That doesn't necessarily mean that we should ban our private institution. Private institutions should exist, must exist. They also fulfill one important aspect in the society. But they should not happen, they should
Mhm.
not exist at the cost of public institution. Public institution must flourish, but the way we educate our
Mhm.
students today must change.
No.
This classroom, this curriculum, this stringency, this exam, this test is nonsense.
Mm.
What is the utility of your exams that you give in IIMC in the work that you are doing today in the field? Probably none. Whatever you have learned is because of what you have learned on your own. Of course, some theory you might have learned. My point is, this exam oriented society, test oriented society is making you monkeys, making you robots. The real innovation it comes when you are made free. That means you need to think, you need to do, make mistakes in the field. You are a young reporter or a journalist in the field, you will make mistakes. There is no two ways about it. Somebody who is your mentor, instead of telling you not to make mistakes, should tell you how to learn from those mistakes so that you make better, you make yourself a better journalist, a reporter in the future. So my point is that the existing system, which is test oriented, exam oriented, rote learning, is making you absolute morons, robots. You cannot innovate in a country like this. We must change it. The school and the college as it exists today is a thing of the past. You don't need degrees. You really do not need degrees. Most big and smartest of the companies like Google, they don't go by your degrees. They take their own test. If you pass my test, you're welcome. Come in. They hire best of the engineers sometimes who haven't gone to colleges. How do they do that? Do they compromise in the quality of the talent? The answer is no. How do they do that? They have their in-house test. They
So
do rigorously actually test the candidate. So why can't we do that?
true, true. So it's true that I can relate to you because most of my friends who are in different fields, including journalism, including many other fields also, they also complain that look, we have studied so much, we have studied in college, we have studied, we did masters, but what I am doing now is nothing worth because I mean the things we did in last years is not they are not helping us now. I mean they are not giving us 1% of benefit in our work life. So I think it's something that we should think and the audience should think and they should share it. Thank you.